Hello, friends and family. It is me, Sarah. As you guys know, I love watching movies and I have a degree in film studies. And since lately I have been spending a lot of time alone watching movies, I thought it would be fun to just do some little film reviews. So today I'm going to be watching The Notebook. I haven't seen it in a really long time, so I don't even remember what happens. But I thought that'd be a fun place to start. So stay tuned to see my thoughts on The Notebook.
Okay, I just finished watching The Notebook. It was really, really sad. And it was like, I waited like way sadder than it even had to be. The Notebook is the story of Allie. She's a rich teenager in the summertime and she meets a boy, Noah, who's like a poor kid but with like a very nice house and a really nice dad. And they fall in love over the summer, but her family doesn't want them to be together because he's like not rich enough. And then he writes her a letter every day, and her mom, who's a bitch, keeps them and doesn't give them to her. So she like goes off and has her whole life and like gets engaged, and he goes off and fights in the war. And when she's getting ready to get married, they fall in love again. And then a lot of the movie is these like the present day stuff where it's they're an old couple living together and she's dementia, so she doesn't remember their whole story anymore, and he has to read it from a book she wrote to remind her. And then she remembers, but only for a couple of minutes, and then they dance, and then she forgets again. And that was really good, but too sad. It was like unreasonably sad. I took some notes, but I started crying like 30 minutes in, and then they got bad. E from Entourage was in the movie, and he was dating a tall lady in a crop top, so that was good. Most of the movie was Rachel McAdams screaming or hysterically laughing, which is fine. I think it was a little over the top at times. But whatever. I thought it was dumb how their whole thing was like they fight. That just seems like not very much fun. I don't know, maybe they like to fight. I don't like to fight. I avoid it. I don't like confrontation. I think the DP did a really good job. I wrote that he crushed it in my notes. There was a lot of really pretty like dawn and like dusk things with like the moon on a river. The mom was a really big bitch until the end, which they had their moment where they like, it was like, we're the same. Like, it's one thing to like get one letter and not show her, but like 365, like, that lady's a psycho. My favorite part of the movie, I think, was when a maid named Willow made a really funny face. I don't know how to show you. It was like this, but it was good. Finn died in the war. Finn is E from Entourage. I thought it was nice how they didn't show his guts, because it was clearly like he got hit by a bomb and there's guts everywhere, but we didn't need to see that because it's not that kind of movie. I just can't believe how sad they made it. Like the last 30 minutes of the movie was just the saddest thing in the world. They died at the end. It like wasn't enough that she couldn't remember anything, and he had to remind her that she would only remember for 5 minutes, and then they died. They held hands and they died. They got to be birds at the end, I guess, which is nice because that's what she wanted. She looked really good for old lady. She looked really good, period. I take back the old lady part. She just looks great. I don't think any of their kids look like them. The casting could have been better. Here's the thing. We see them get together when they're like 27, and then we don't know anything that happened between then and when they're old. Like, what were their jobs? Did they live in that house? Did he sell it? I hope they lived in it, but it didn't seem like he had a job, so he needs the money. And money was like the whole thing with why the parents didn't want to get together. Anyway, I think this movie was good. I really liked it, but I think it was just 3 to 4 times as sad as it needed to be. If you haven't seen it in a long time, I would watch it again. if you like romantic stuff, which I do. I think that's all for today. This has been my review of The Notebook. Thanks. Bye.